All right, so it's been a while since I've heard anybody even talk about this brand, Nordgreen, and I've had my eye on them for a long time. I wanted one. I heard people say that it was really just a fashion watch, and there's no guarantee of knowing whether or not they'd be around for a long time, but they've been around for quite some time now, a number of years, and the company is still in business, although some things have changed. So here is my modern review of the Nordgreen Pioneer. And this is my Nordgreen Pioneer. The first thing I wanted to tell you by looking at my wrist is that it's not as huge as I think a lot of people have talked about the watch being. Uh, yeah, so there are some people who called this like a large pilot's watch. The watch is really not that big. It's also not that deep. When I looked at photos of this online, I thought, geez, that might be pretty tall. Actually, the lugs on this watch are incredibly short, and the only reason they can be that short is because the case curves in around the area where the strap actually attaches. So the lugs on this are abnormally small, which makes the watch look much taller and thicker than it actually is. Comparably, it's not that much thicker than really a lot of other watches that are on the market. It is still sapphire crystal, um, and this is the brushed stainless version with the white dial, which is what I really wanted, and I never really saw anybody talk about. The back of the watch looks completely different from what was pictured online, even when I bought it. But I'm not complaining. I definitely like the atom symbol. Um, the strap that I have on this watch is not a strap that came with this watch because, frankly, I didn't like any of the straps that they had. And the strap that came with it, honestly, I was disappointed in. I don't think the leather quality was that great, but the watch itself was pretty good. The only complaint I have about this watch really is the tariff that came with it. Yeah, so right now in 2025, um, if you order this, a lot of people have said that this is not a legit watch company. When I ordered this watch, I was not expecting it to come here from Denmark. I know that this is a Scandinavian watch company, but it didn't occur to me that it might actually ship here from Europe. And in fact, it did. When I got the notification from FedEx, it had to come shipped from Denmark. Um, the way that the tariff works, if you order this into the US, is you will be notified via FedEx 2 to 4 weeks after delivery of a 15 to 30% tariff that you will have to pay after you receive the watch. So that's a little bit of a letdown. But otherwise, I can't complain too much. Nordgreen ensures that they will fix your watch up to 100 years after purchase, which I think is pretty great. Uh, the only letdown that I had about it, part of the reason I purchased the watch is the give back program that they have, where you can, after you receive it, take the serial number on the back of it, and enter that into their website and choose one of three charities to donate to. The one I was excited to donate to is the program which preserved 200 square feet of rainforest. Turns out that program no longer exists for Nordgreen, but I did receive an email not long after purchasing the watch telling me that funds had been used to plant a tree. So I suppose they're still planting trees for every watch that's sold, but as far as the donation program, as far as I can tell, it no longer exists. However, Nordgreen is still, it's a carbon neutral company, it's a green company. Speaking of green, the packaging is different. Most of the unboxings I had seen online for this watch showed it coming in a nice long watch box, and you would peel off the plastic. This is now what you'll receive if you purchase one of these watch boxes. Um, this packaging is completely plastic free. This is what holds it in place. There's not even any plastic stickers on the watch to protect the crystal. It is completely cardboard, paper, um, free of any and all plastic. So definitely staying true to what they're selling. Um, they are a environmentally conscious company. The watch, I think, is really well designed. The only thing I will say with its design that I have to complain about is there is no lume on this dial still. And this is a dial that I think would be very, very easy to apply lume to. And the other thing is, I think they missed an opportunity with this because with this all white dial, they could have just made this whole dial glow in the dark. They wouldn't even had to have applied lume to, say, markers or the hands. Yeah. Now, if you get a different colored case other than the brushed stainless steel, which is what I got, the hands might match the color of the case. I never really liked that look. I very much wanted the stainless. Um, but this is pretty much how it looks. I'll show you the chronograph. You just press this to start, and it feels really nice in the hand. This dial over here, subdial, keeps track of how many minutes have passed. Once you start the chronograph, press the same button again to stop. And then this button down here resets. In order to set the date function, which I really don't want to do because I don't want to mess it up, you just pull out the crown to the first notch, twist it, and that'll change the date. The only thing is make sure you are changing it in the PM, not the AM, because at midnight it will switch over. But otherwise, I can't say I'm disappointed in the product. It's a really beautiful, spectacular watch, and I'm happy with my purchase. If you're curious about the strap this is on, this is a Giorgio Galli Timex style watch strap. I also have the Giorgio Galli Timex watches, and I love the straps. So I've started putting them on all of my watches. Well, thank you for watching. Bye.